back with another video. Power rankings. Post week 7 before week 8. So the way my power rankings work is I start from the worst and I slowly make my way to the first. Kind of, explaining why they should be there. At 32, 0-7, staying the same. Detroit Lions. They kept it close with the Rams for the most part, but they always really dominated the first quarter, and that was when they were running a bunch of trick plays, so yeah. At 31, going down a spot, I have the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, for the first quarter, once again, really dominated, but in the end, lost 31-5. I don't know how you score 5 points. That is such a weird score, but yeah. At 30, I have the New York Jets. Jets, who are 1-5, they go down 2 spots, 54-13. Jesus Christ. I believe that was the score. I may be wrong, but something around that area. I mean, against the Patriots, who have a losing record. So, can I really be sold on you guys? Not really. At 29, staying the same, I have the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, I mean, come on, man. How are you losing to these bad teams? Barely losing to the Falcons. You almost came back and won. You didn't. The only thing you had to do was hold them. You couldn't do that. I just don't know, man. Apparently Tua isn't it, but, I mean, at the same time, Tua's playing like a quarterback. Like, not very good, but serviceable. And you guys aren't doing anything with it. At 28, going down 6 spots. It's maybe surprising, but I have the Panthers. The Panthers lost a pretty bad game to the Giants. I mean, how the hell do you score 3 points against the injured Giants and lose 25-3? It ain't possible. You now bench your starting quarterback and Sam Darnold, I believe. I mean, I just don't know what to say about you. You started out 3-0, and now you're 0-4 in the last 4 games, making you 3-4. I can't be sold on you. At 27, going down a spot, we have the Jaguars. The Jaguars had a bye week, but personally, I just think there's at least, I think there's a team that jumped them. And that team would be the New York Giants, who are at 26. Jeez, I don't know how I got there. 26. Went up 5 spots. Great win against the Panthers. Statement win that you can win games even when injured. Do I think you're still going to be one of the best teams in the league? No. Do I think you're going to be like in the middle of the pack? No. Do I think you're going to be a top 5 pick? No. I think you're going to be below average. At 25, going up 2 spots, I have the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, surprisingly enough, at 3-3. Close win against the Dolphins. Same time, wasn't really a statement win because you did beat the Dolphins. So, can I really be sold on you? Not yet, but, I mean, listen, you could shock some people. At 24, going up a spot, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles lost to the Raiders, and I really shouldn't really move up. The only reason you did move up, though, is because of the Panthers dropping so far. That is the only reason. So, Eagles, 24. Same with the football team at 23, going up a spot. Lost to the Packers. Didn't really seem very competitive. I still think you could, sneak something off. I definitely think you could if you had Ryan Fitzpatrick, but unfortunately you don't. This defense is underperforming so much. I believe in the last 5 drafts, you drafted a defensive player in the first round. And, I mean, I can't really tell because your defense is awful. At 22, going up a spot, I have the Denver Broncos. The Broncos didn't really play very well against an injury-prone Browns. So, can't really say much. The only reason I have you moving up is because I have the Panthers falling behind you. But yeah, Broncos, you're 3-4. You're still in that competition for that West spot if you want to try and make a push for it, but I don't see you making one right now. At 21, going down 2 spots, the Bears. The Bears, horrible loss to the Buccaneers. What was it? 35-3. Let's see, 38-3. I don't know how you lose that bad. And some people predicted you'd win that game. I was not on that hype train at all. The only reason I have you so low is because, the way Justin Fields played, I can't really be sold on you. Because there's a bunch of good teams in the league, and if Justin Fields is going to play like that against those teams, and he's your starting quarterback, I'm not confident in him. At 20, going down 4 spots, I have the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I don't think it's really fair to drop them down this much. They did lose to a Colts team who I think is better than their record says. At the same time, they play in California, and the thing about California is it is known for being, no weather besides sun. And it was horrible. I mean, the wind, the rain, all of that. You just gotta think though, if that's how they're gonna play in like those conditions, I mean, besides the home games, and they're not gonna really do very well. And even when, their home game, they just had a freaking like thunderstorm. Like, I can't be sold on you. I don't care who your quarterback is. I don't care that Devo Samuel's playing like one of the best receivers in the league. I don't care that you have George Kittle, who's apparently one of the best in the league. I don't care who your defense is. I don't care about your running game. You're going to be at 20. At 19, going down a spot. Their rival, the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks close loss to the Saints. I kind of expected that. I expected a shootout between you two. But in the end, I did expect you to win. You didn't. Geno Smith, is he going to, potentially make another start? Or are you going to go out and sign Cam Newton or someone? Seahawks, 19. At 18, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. You're welcome, KC. You're welcome. I'm being nice to you. 27-3. All you were was the toilet paper to A.J. Brown and Derrick Henry's ass. Jesus Christ. Mahomes. Horrible game. Derrick Henry threw more touchdowns than Mahomes. Like, how bad are you? You went from back-to-back-to-back AFC Championship appearances, back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, and you were just like, you just won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. Like, now all of a sudden you're 3-4 and getting exposed by every team you play, basically, unless they're god awful. Chiefs, you're at 18, but expect to go down a lot. That's why I have you going down 7 spots. At 17, going up 3 spots, we have the New England Patriots. 54-13 win. Not shocked. You've been destroying the Jets since 01, basically. Since, Brady existed. And even without Brady, you seem to be doing just fine against them. At the same time, I don't care how big the win was. It's the Jets. You're known for destroying them. I can't be sold on a team that's constantly just blowing out the Jets. And the Jets, never a good team. I can't be sold on you, but hey, you're almost there. You're almost in the top half of my teams. At 16, going up 5 spots, I have the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts, great win against the 49ers. 49ers weren't really ready for that weather. You guys, you were more ready, but that game was just rubbish. But hey, it's enough to move you up into the top half of my power rankings. At 15, going up 2 spots, is the Steelers. Steelers did nothing. They had a bye week. But at the same time, when, there's teams that drop behind you, you gotta naturally move up. Steelers at 15. At 14, going up one spot. Vikings, once again with the Steelers, they were on a bye week. I can't really say much about them besides, there was always one team that dropped below them, and that team being the Chiefs. At 13, going up a spot, we have the Vegas Raiders. Maybe. Where are the Raiders? Okay, well, for some reason the Raiders are up here, even though the record shouldn't be. But the Raiders, pretty good win against the Eagles. The score was close, but really you blew them out, kind of. They just had some fourth quarter points. Ultimately, no, you're at 13, not 14. Great job. And you're kind of in a toss-up between this team at 12. 12, the Saints going up a spot. The Saints, they're in the same boat as the Raiders. I mean, great win, but they're kind of 1A, 1B, so, I mean, it's basically essentially saying there's 12 teams and then 14, because I think they're both pretty equal on terms of where they are. Saints, pretty good win against the Seahawks. The Seahawks have an okay defense. I mean, not a very good defense, but, the players are pretty good. Their defense is mainly really good players and really bad players instead of it just being a mix. So yeah, your defense though played really well that game. At 11, the Browns stay the same. Browns. Even when injured, you can win games. That's what that says. I mean, people might have been writing you off like, oh, they're not gonna do very well this season. They might sneak into the playoffs. You're saying, hey, we're missing a lot of our key players. Don't matter who it is, we're still going to win. That's what I like. You could be the best team in the league. You've had a slow start, but at the same time, that's what usually happens at the beginning of every season. Teams start off slow, and then they either click or they just fall apart. And entering our top 10, going down a spot, we have the Chargers. Can't say much about them besides you had a bye week, and I only have you move a down spot because there is one team I think that is, deserved to move up. At 9, I have the Ravens. The Ravens. Jesus Christ, you went down how many spots? Oh, that's right, 7. You lost by, what was it, 24 points to the Bengals at home? Man, that could be bad, They held Lamar. Maybe, their people are going to figure Lamar out, or, maybe that's just one game. Number 8, going up 2 spots, we have the Bengals. Bengals, even with this impressive win, I still have you at 8 because I do think there are 7 teams that could more than likely beat you. A great job on the win, you could be the real deal, but at the same time, you've had somewhat easy schedule so far, but it is going to get pretty hard towards the end. At 7, I have the Cowboys. Cowboys move up a spot, but that is because the Ravens did drop behind them. Cowboys had a bye week, so I can't really say much about them. At 6, I have the Buffalo Bills moving down a spot. Oh, that's right, the Bills aren't up there. Bills, I only have you moving down a spot because, I do think there is a team that's better than you. I do have 2 teams jumping you and 1 team going below you. That's why you're moving down a spot. You did have a bye, so. At number 5, we have Tennessee Titans. The Titans, Derrick Henry, he can play it all. A.J. Brown, when, people are focused on Derrick Henry, you can see those 2 receiver thrive. And just imagine with Julio Jones, what they could do. But yeah, I mean, I don't even feel good having you at top 5. I feel like you probably should be like 3 or something, but fortunately not. At 4, oh, by the way, great win on the Chiefs. At 4, going up 2 spots, I have the Packers. Packers, great win against the football team. even with your, missing a decent amount of players and potentially even more, and your defensive coach and Joe Barry, I believe, and potentially missing Devontae Adams for this first night football game against the undefeated Cardinals. Listen, you beat the football team pretty easily with a lot of injuries, but I don't know, man. Are you going to be able to go into Arizona with all these injuries? At 3, going up a spot, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and yes, I did say Tampa Bay, mainly because he did reach 600 career passing touchdowns in the regular season. He does have more in the postseason. Mike Evans gave that ball away, that fan, being kind of a dick, but at the same time, I would have done the same thing. I'm like, he gave me the ball. Why would I just give it up for no reason? Yeah. Blowout win against the Bears. You've been on fire lately. I don't see you stopping being on fire. I mean, yeah. At number 2, going up a spot, we have the Rams. The Rams, even though you struggled against the Lions, pretty easily beat them. I mean, even with trailing and all that, you seem to be that team. I think you could be the best team in the league, but it all depends on how this team plays. And number 1, the Cardinals. Cardinals stay the same, obviously 7-0, great win against the Texans. But the Cardinals have had a somewhat easy stretch. But at the same time, the teams that are good that they've played, blowouts. They've had really nothing but blowouts, but in those beginning close games, for some reason, in those bad games, when they played bad teams, those games were close for some reason. So you gotta wonder, are they just, letting loose, taking their foot off the gas a bit? But then on those good teams, they're full fry, man. Yeah. But anyway, well, let me know how you think I did. Let me know what you would change, how you agree, disagree, all of that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.